Good morning. This is Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And, of course, many of you are watching it on cable companies throughout Acadiana. Others of you are watching it if you're near Opelousas, in the Opelousas area. You can be watching it on your old-time antenna. 50.2 would be the number you try to reach. And you catch it pretty far out. Come into Lafayette and up probably into Valls Parish up north. So those of you that hear that you can attach, you can buy an inexpensive antenna that's digital, right? That's set up for digital. You can buy one, attach it to your TV, and Mr. Vince Wilch over in Cross Springs has it attached to his big 60-inch TV. So he sees the Bobby Dupre show just like they do on the Cox and Charter cable around.
A lot of people are moving to the antennas.
Yes, sir. And of course, we have my sidekick here.
Yeah.
I'm going to get in, Matt LeBlanc. And Matt takes care of he does some talking about different items, but basically he takes care of the ads. He's a company man. And,
there you go.
Company man.
Well, speaking of taking care of the ads, let's go ahead and talk about two of them, huh?
Yes, sir, right away.
Let's talk about Quarters Casino over there on the north side of Opelousas. Great Chevron fuel, very well lit parking lot at night, very safe area, and they got plenty of slot machines. So if you're driving in that area, good prices on fuel, slot machines, Subway in-house. You can get the Hunt Brothers Pizza there, and of course try your luck while you're there. But if you have time, make sure you eat at El Pico de Gallo authentic Mexican restaurant inside, because there is some great authentic Mexican food in Quarters Casino. And we'll talk about St. Landry Homestead, with locations in Opelousas, Eunice, and Port Barre, and from what I understand, soon to be a new location in Port Barre. They've got a new location in Eunice already, and Opelousas, you might as well call it a new location, because they've pretty much revitalized that from the ground up with all the electronics and the digital banking and all of that. Visit them online at www.stlandryhomestead.com. Go check out their new drive-through. And of course, right now, student loans, or kids going to college, see them about your student loans, internet banking, and all the internet apps you need for banking on your phone also. St. Landry Homestead. Can
you get the picture I have of this Our Lady Queen of Angels blood drive? We always like to take care of that right at the beginning. And here's the actual T-shirt of the picture that you're looking at on your television.
Show a bigger picture of the picture. There you go.
And this is your shirt from Mr. Herschel Leger.
All right.
Herschel, we need one more. Of course, I have one, but we need one for Andrew. He'll cry when he sees this on TV and he doesn't have one. So make sure that you get one more over to my office, please. I'll thank you in advance. And that's taking place this Sunday, May 24th, 7 a.m. to 12. The Blood Mobile. Sign up online, www.bloodhero.com. And giving blood is real easy. Just eat yourself a little light breakfast or something before you go there. And then they'll give you a little orange juice or something while you're there. It's painless, and it can save somebody's life. And that's what life is all about, trying to help the next person in. And we thank you, Mr. Herschel, for always thinking about us and giving us a little T-shirt. I love T-shirts. In fact, I have another picture of a T-shirt that was given to us while we were on our Bi-State Fishing Rodeo. What's our next pictures coming up? What would you like to show me next?
We've got right here in the order that they're showing up is I've got a picture from, looks like a convenience store right here.
That's a convenience store. That's on the Henderson exit. On the right there, it's a big Texaco Express Travel Plaza. Texaco Travel Plaza is the name of it. At the Hendon exit. And this is Dabney Journet was the young lady right here in the black shirt. The little lady in the back is Destiny Henry, one of the clerks there. Very friendly Tabney, of course, sells products to these convenience stores. And while talking, I mentioned that somebody mentioned horse racing, and I think they knew that they recognized me, that they had seen me at the track and all. And Dabney asked me if I mentioned that if anybody needed a horse. A lot of times these thoroughbred horses, you just can't get rid of them today. There's no resale value for them. They'll just about give them to you. And so Dabney said if we get a good one, not lame or nothing, she'd be glad to take one. So that's good news. And anybody else that out there, contact Bobby Dupre, and I'll put you in touch with the right people over a little period of time. Good. Thank you all for taking your time and being on the Bobby Dupre Show. We thank you.
Hey, and got this picture
that's at the same store.
Okay.
Those are little signs that my daughter Kelly could be making.
Kelly, some ideas for you.
Yes,
right
ma'am. And she's seen some of the others. We've given ideas, and she's getting ready to get to work on them, she told me.
And you got a picture of an iPad with a keyboard here.
Yes, sir.
It's a neat little setup.
And these are my two friends that I met over at the Boxing Commission meeting last week. They are from Mexico, and they're attempting to come in with a new style of boxing, and that would be boxing in a tournament, in about a 2-hour tournament. They'd fight 3-minute rounds and 3 rounds.
Okay.
And the winners move to the next bracket until one champion ends up at the end of the event. And so we asked them why they came to Louisiana. What brought you to Louisiana when there's 49 other states? They said, well, it's known out there that the Louisiana Boxing and Wrestling Commission has always been attentive and has tried to be aggressive. And MMA, we were one of the first to license MMA fighting, boxing, whatever you want to call it, wrestling. It's a combination is what it really is. And these young men, this is boxing, and we certainly going to give them a chance. And I've got the name of Diego Medallion, but the other young man, the tall fella, he wrote it down on my, I'll come back to that. But anyhow, thank y'all for coming in, and hopefully y'all are doing some of the suggested research and getting us some answers, so hopefully we can go forward. Thank you.
Due diligence time.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next one here, and there you go on screen.
Yes, sir, and this is a young man with his young daughter, and this is Lou Swallow, and well, that's a young girl. I have a young son here, but I'm sure that's Lou Swallow. Lou lived not far from my house, and he used to come fishing in the pond. And I could tell he had really enjoyed that as a youngster. I said, well, bring her. Bring your little ones, your little family. And y'all come in and fish. As long as we know who's coming, it's safe. And by golly, we'd rather see you teaching them how to fish and hunt than serving time in jail. And
there's a bumper sticker that says that.
Yeah, I think Sheriff Gitro has that bumper sticker out. Yep, sure did. Well, good. Thank you, and let's move on to the next round. Boy, nice looking young man. And this is at Buck and Johnny's in downtown Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. Miss Courtney was not there. And but Don Hickenbottom was there. On the right, that's Don, who was a state representative, and I don't know if he served 1 or 2 terms, but very likable young man. And of course, he's been very successful as a State Farm agent. He had worked at UL, didn't realize that. He worked at UL for a number of years, as well as his father. And this is his young son. And I know I wrote it down. I'm going to take a real stab at Bradley, and I'm not sure about that. But here is
Yvette Landry.
Yvette Landry.
And that's Richard Como on steel.
Richard Como on the steel, and they play at Buck and Johnny's on a regular basis. I saw them there 2 years ago. And if anybody sees Miss Courtney out here, ask her to call me. I didn't have her cell number. I left the card and asked her to call, but maybe she never got the card. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Don, look at him. Boy, we have a good picture. I'm putting that in my outdoor kitchen. Everybody can see it when they come to my house. And these two young waiters right here, both students at Cecilia High School, and they like their jobs, they tell me.
That's
and I
good.
told them, I said, well, this is where I got my start, in a cafe.
Yeah.
I was in the 3rd grade when Mom and Daddy opened the school cafe next to T.H. Harris Trade School, vocational school, call it now, and then Old Opelousas High School, where South Street Elementary is. You know where that is. Well, we had that little cafe there, and they kept us busy, and Mom and Dad made enough money to see that the boys got a college education.
There you go.
Although we paid our own, we let them save that money. But they had it there if we needed it. How about that? And this is a young lady at the Holiday Inn in Henderson exit. It says Holiday Inn Bro Bridge on all their paperwork, but it's actually the Henderson exit. And this is Mary Ann Logan that you just saw there.
I'll bring her
she
back.
was attending to the continental breakfast that morning. And look, just a real nice, she's been there for 4 years taking care of the people. And we have a picture of, another picture where there's about 3 young ladies. They're in the housekeeping department, and they do a wonderful job. But the whole group must be trained in being nice. Whoever trained them, or if it's a natural, no, that's not. But that's another young lady
That's the lobby.
Yep. No. Well, she works also in the. That was Sunday morning. I took this particular picture.
And then you have these.
And this is the picture of Charlotte Stemmons Clavier on the left. Well, now she's on the right.
Oh, we'll go back. Now she's on the left again.
and then on the right is Juanita Prejean. And she and her husband own Big Papa's Gym. Nice big gym right there in Upper Lafayette. And she is also the reigning Mrs. Louisiana America. How about that?
Look at that.
And
I think I found you.
She works out in the gym herself, and they also do coaching, but that's not what they call it.
Training.
Training. They also help you training. So she says that business is good, and we're glad to hear that, and congratulations to you. And of course, Charlotte does all kind of paperwork for us on our horses and all that kind of stuff. And so thank you, Charlotte, for all you do for all of us in the horse business. And I
this is the one
understand
you were
maybe she's
talking
got
about.
a political ambition
Agenda,
again.
really?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that today. These are the 4 ladies. I said 3, but it's actually 4 ladies. And you see that smile? We were there from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saw most of them, you know, each day. And that smile you have right there is how they greeted all their friends. And they make friends over at that place.
Good.
And then we have a picture of the general manager of the facility. We'll get to it after a while, and that's Miss Kathy D. Miles. And she came up to us and just wanted to know what more they could do for us. I said, well, the only thing you could do that would be above and beyond what you're doing already, you'd have to close the door and just cater to us, and that wouldn't work. She starts laughing. She said, Mr. Bobby, you're something else. And gave me a nice, beautiful shirt. Time to take a break.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick little break, and we'll be back in 1 minute with some more pictures.
Welcome back to the second quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show. Just in case this is the first time you watch it, we do it in quarters, about roughly 15 minutes per quarter, makes up the 60 minutes and the hour. Oh, that's, my math is still pretty good. How about that? How about that? You want to show Miss Kathy D. Miles?
Sure. You left off on her.
Before you start with you, we were talking about Kathy and the friendly service that they provided us was just unbelievable. And, you know, all business people should treat each other that way.
Sure.
Most of us are business. Either we are owners of businesses that was on this Bi-State Fishing Rodeo, or at least managers of the company. And we need to all treat each other that way. So let's get on to the next one. Thank you, Kathy.
Sure, sure. Let's talk about these real quick right here.
Okay.
We want to tell you guys about the medicine shop over in Opelousas. I'm going to pull up their list right there. There we go. You can go see Dirk Andrepont and Liz Andrepont over at the medicine shop. They're located on 1717 South Union Street. They've been a part of the Opelousas community for over 22 years. And they have this new medication packaging. I saw it firsthand. I went over and did a commercial
You told me
for 'em.
about that.
Yeah, it takes all the guesswork out of knowing which medication to take at what time or which one's which, the blue pill, the red pill, all this stuff. It's just done for you in the blister packs. They have also shingles and pneumonia shots there, and a large selection, very large selection of diabetic supplies. So if you're diabetic, go check them out over at the medicine shop. They will be able to help you out. So go see Medicine Shop over at 1717 South Union in Opelousas. And, of course, we want to talk about our good friends over at Piggly Wiggly. And I see you got a sales paper for me here on the desk from Piggly Wiggly.
Yes,
That's
sir.
good, because I think I'm going to go there after work today so I can get something for the grill. Because they've
Ooh,
got
look, that steak right there.
Oh, Prairie Fresh pork steaks, $1.49 a pound.
Can't beat
The price
that.
of beef these days.
Yep,
I've been cooking a lot of pork, and you cannot beat $1.49 a pound. Fresh.
And if you take all the fat and everything off the edges
it's
and all that, it's a
great.
very lean
It is.
meat.
It's
very
a lot better
lean
for
meat.
you,
Yep,
actually.
healthy for you.
It is very good. Fresh frozen chicken leg quarters, 39 cents a pound. Pork spare ribs, the ribs, $1.99 a pound. I love doing ribs on the pit. So go see Piggly Wiggly. If you want to see all of these specials, I mean, they got a whole fold out right here. Specials on everything. It would take me the whole show just to talk about all their specials. Go to gotothepig.com, and that is where you can find all of the information on all the sales that Piggly Wiggly has to offer. So go see them over there, and they will take care of you. And we got one more right here, Piggly Wiggly and Steamboat Warehouse. Those two guys work together on our What's Cooking show. We've got Joey from Piggly Wiggly and Jason from the Steamboat Warehouse. And
Both of our sponsors.
that's right,
How
both
about
our
that?
sponsors. And Jason Hugay is an absolute wonderful chef, and he's brought all of his expertise with him, well, not to the Steamboat. He's been there forever, but he bought the place a few years back, and now he's the chef owner. But it's all Jason's delicacies there,
Yep.
specializing in seafood, and the ambiance of the place is it's just a wonderful place to for any occasion. And right now there's a lot of graduations going on. Great place to go have dinner after graduation. Steamboat Warehouse Restaurant in Washington. Give them a call at 826-7227 or visit them online.
Okay, what's our next?
Well, let's see our pictures right here. Well, we've got some
We bouncing
signs.
around now. On one of our days on the Bi-State Fishing Rodeo, we went down to Maurice, and when you go to Maurice or through Maurice, you've almost got to stop at the world famous City Bar Saloon, and the same owner, Matthew Trahon, right here on the right. That's Matthew,
There's
and
another
Big
one
Joe
over.
Ramey in the green, and Terry Fontenot. That's Joe Ramey right there. That big smile. Kokomo Joe's is his advertising specialty shop that he owns and does a lot of business throughout that Beaumont, Crystal Beach area. And there's Matthew, and with the City Bar sign in
Oh,
the
that's
back,
a
and that's the
different bar.
bartender. And the bartender finished college several years ago, and you know where he decided to
is it?
stay?
Where's
decided
that?
to stay right there at
City Bar?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you know, if it
Full-time
works
job,
for you, huh?
Full-time job. And now we've left the City Bar, and we're on to Abbeville. And we went to the restaurant on the river, on the Vermilion River there. And that's, I don't know, that must be something that they own, or they've just allowed this individual to park there and sell specialty, I
It's a
guess,
food truck,
foods.
or-
It's a food
Okay.
type truck, right. And the rain came and kind of messed us up. We didn't get to exactly take all the pictures we needed to take, but they have good. Shucks is right next door, real good. You've got Dupre's been there for over 100 years. And then you've got Black's has reopened. So those 4 places of business, one of them's open when you go, if not all of them. But very good food right there in Abbeville, Louisiana.
And then y'all, looks like y'all kept driving across the way. Or is that a different time?
No, this picture here, that's at Fred's in Mamou.
That's what the next batch of them is.
Okay, Fred's in Mamou. And we have a picture of Tonsou, a couple of pictures of Tonsou, some people dancing, and the band. Now this is DC's over in Eunice. That's on the way back from Fred's, and oh shoot, man, I starts with a D. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll think about it. Doggone it, no. Okay, go ahead.
That's good. I'm finding your next batch right here. Okay, these are the Fred's picks right here. There you go.
Okay, there they are dancing away and passing a good time. Got good Cajun, Zydeco music combination, so you can have do a little jitterbugging and do a little slow dancing, all mixed in. There's Tonsou right there, and there's the 2 band leaders right there in front of us. In the red shirt is Jamie, and this is Berzah right here.
Okay. Well, that's Jamie Berzah then, huh?
Jamie Berzah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's it. And then that's his wife that we're going to show a picture in a minute. That's Barry right here in the green. He is a fixture at the Fred's, and this young lady on the left is Darlene. She's from Henry, Louisiana. And I said, well, yeah, you must know where Don's is. She says, Don's Landing? I said, that's right. She says, not too far from where I live. So anyhow,
there's Tonsou.
There's
She's singing?
Tonsou still, oh yeah, she sings 1 or 2 songs every Saturday morning.
She loves life.
The little lady on the right is, if I'm not mistaken, is with KVPI.
I think so, yeah.
And there's another couple of ladies in a truck that also...
This one?
No, yeah,
right
that
there.
one on the left. She is in charge of the programming and also does a morning program. And I'll find your name in a minute, Sugar, but we're going to pass it up. And on the right is her friend. And it was starting to kind of drizzle, so they booted on out.
But you still got some couple of bikers out there.
Bikers, right. I took several pictures of the bikers, and they belong to the Bikers Against Child Abuse, Keepers of the Children. And real nice group. They're from basically the Lafayette area. And Duke, there's a picture of Duke by himself right there. That is Duke. He's going to give me a call or text me when their next meeting is, and if I can, I'm going to try to attend their next meeting.
There you go.
Look like a bunch of nice guys riding.
Tonsou taking
mostly
care of.
Harleys, but a mixture of motorcycles. And Tonsou is visiting and drumming up business.
Oh yeah, she knows how to do that.
Never stops.
She got a tip right there. Look at that. Oh, that's not her.
No,
but.
no. I tried to take David. That's the owner. I tried to take a picture of him, and he put the beer can in front of his face. David, you something else. But he gave me a bottle of water, so I couldn't complain. And this is Tremy on the left. I'll get it out. And this young lady is from France. She's been in the Lafayette school system in the French immersion program for the last 2 years. But she was almost crying while she was talking. Looks like her family wants her back in France, so she'll be leaving. And Tremy, that's Riley Fontenot's cousin. I'll have your name, the first, Pat Tremy. Okay, that's it. And we had a nice visit. And the water I gave the water to the young lady that was given to me. And Chester loves to dance. He's there every day that he's healthy. Every Saturday he'll be at Fred's cutting up, having a good time.
In my mood.
Not having a good time, passing a good time.
Passing a good time.
And the band goes from about 9 till this past Saturday they went till 1:30.
Yeah, they normally go to noon, don't they?
Well, they used to, but now there's Jamie's wife right there.
Okay.
So they have half of the band by themselves. And here's a young fiddler. We're very fortunate in Acadiana. There's a group of young musicians coming
resurging.
along, like you started. How long you've been playing in bands? How long?
I've been playing since I was 14.
14.
Played one of my first times ever, Mr. Hadley.
Okay.
Mr. Hadley Castile.
Okay, the late great. He was the ambassador.
Yes, he was.
Of the Opelousas, Acadiana area. I mean, he traveled a lot. He always said,
Sure
he said,
did.
they appreciate my music more better when I'm away from home.
Yeah, well, it's true.
And it's true. You know, people buy insurance if the man's got a briefcase and he's 25 miles away from the town you're living in, he's a so-called expert. They'll pass up the same deal
Right.
with the local because the other man is an expert because he's traveled to get to your place with a briefcase.
Right.
Oh,
That's
come on.
That's a
now.
mindset.
That's all. But anyhow, we're not fussing.
And you got some more
And,
people over here,
yeah,
Fred.
the lady on the right is Pam McGee. She's originally from Mamou, living in Texas now, if I'm not mistaken. And two other young girls with her friends. I didn't get their names, but all very friendly. And the two gentlemen in the back, they dancers. And they're there as often as they can be there also. So thank you all for letting me take it. The lady on the left, I know her well, Miss Dean. She says she calls Miss Dean. Miss Dean isn't getting out like she used to. And I'm talking about Miss Dean Darbone.
Okay.
Attaway Darbone's with her.
Yeah.
And the lady on the right is also from that Mamou area, and they love to go. And I asked the lady on the left, I said, where's Robert? She said, well, Robert's kind of under the weather. He had surgery. So
okay.
he'll be right back. Won't be long. And that's Donnie Perron on the left.
Yeah, there he is.
And that's Barry's mama, I think it's Miss Rita, in the middle. And then, of course, on the right is Doug. Doug is one of our friends on the Texas side. And 15-minute break?
Yeah, and I think we got through all the Fred's pictures right there, so I think we'll go ahead and take our break right now.
And of course, Donnie Perron is on the school board now that he's retired from the school system.
Yep, very good. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in one more minute.
Welcome back to the third quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show. We do it basically on a 15-minute quarter, and you've got a couple of good sponsors.
Sure. Let's talk about Targill. Targill Butcher and Seasoning Supplies, and let me pull up their title right here. And there we go. They're located on 229 Wartell Avenue in Opelousas. They take up the whole block. Targill's gotten so big. It's
really
just such a successful business.
Yep.
Check them out online, www.targill.com, for all your seasoning, all your cutlery, all your kitchen supplies, cake baking supplies, everything. They do it all over at Targill. So go see them online, www.targill.com. And we're going to talk about Carl's Thrifty Way. Carl's Thrifty Way, as I've always said, has been one of the best places to find gifts. And I know you've got a couple of pictures. You actually visited. You wanted to buy some gifts?
Went there yesterday and picked up an order on a renewal and took some pictures. And they're getting a lot of ladies' clothing in. And they have a lot out. And there's more they would just really stuck. This is sale items right here. This, when you see those items at the door, you want to, if anything you like, the price is always right on those. Those are like discontinued, you know, different. They just new stock coming in, so they refresh it. This is some of the new stock that you're going to find something in there that you like, and then I think there's maybe a shot or two of some clothing up on racks. And, well, there's clothing up, of course.
Yeah, I think that was it right there.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's Carl's Thrifty Way.
You should have a few more pictures on the photo gallery of that. I took more than those two pictures, but that's okay.
No, we went through about 5 of them while you were talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
You just didn't see them.
Okay.
There we go. We're back on right now. So go see them over at Carl's Thrifty Way at 2961 South Union Street in Opelousas. All right, you got some more pictures to go with right here. There's a couple you wanted to catch up on from the last segment.
That's correct.
So let me get to those.
I had the names of practically everyone. I just didn't.
Here we go. There's one right there.
There's one right there. That is in the red. That's Jamie Berzah, and then his wife is in the green playing the drums. and her name is Madeline.
Yeah, we
Jamie
got a
and
picture
Madeline.
of her right there. There's
There
Madeline.
it is, right there. And the guy, that's the better picture of Zuki in the white hat and the white shirt. You see him at the bar right there? He's listening to the music. He loves music. And
I thought that was Linwood Abear.
well, that's what I told him when I went up to him. I said, "You look like you could pass for Linwood Abear." He said, "You mean the man at the Texaco station in Opelousas?" Somebody had already told him that. And Mr. Linwood wears a white hat, and he wears either a white shirt or a blue shirt all the time.
That's right.
And
you got these guys right here.
But Suki told me, he says, "You don't know this, but I'm married to your cousin."
Really?
I said, "Really?" I said, "Now that you say it, that's in the Ortego family, Luke Ortego's family." He says, "You're right, now you're getting close to it." I said, "I've heard David Link and the guys talk about you, Jack, who is, I guess, that would be a brother-sister to Jack Ortego."
Okay.
His sister is married to Zuki. So anyhow, you meet the nicest people over there,
Oh, yeah.
just always having fun. And the lady from France is Angélique Léger. Now, she wrote that down. I didn't pay attention, but I wonder if that's a Léger she married here or that's a Léger from France. That's a French name, I'm sure.
It sure is.
And
but either way, you can get it down here.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Riley Fontenot, I mentioned that his cousin was with this Angélique, the lady from France. And what's the next picture for me right away?
Okay, we got this one. We had shown, but you said a name.
That's Martel, and I'm sorry, Martel, that I didn't get the name right. This was at DC's. We stopped at DC's. That would have been Saturday afternoon. Yes, Saturday afternoon, coming back from Mamou on Highway 13 to 190. And DC's is always a good place to go and get some good, delicious food at reasonable prices. And his little Darren Cobb, who owns DC's daughter, was our waitress, and kind of heading up the place there. Darren is building 2 more restaurants in the Houston area, in Katy, Texas, which is a suburb of Houston.
Very nice.
He's got two new restaurants working on right now. Good luck to you.
Now, I'm not sure where this next event is. I can't tell by the scenery, so you tell me.
This is the fishing rodeo.
That's
fishing rodeo. That's Gary LeJack and Trey Elder right here. And if I miss the names, just forgive me. That's Frankie Elder sitting down, and must be Jimmy Fontenot standing up. And that's Paul Sutter. Good morning, Paul. Paul is got the same name as my dear friend in class. We graduated from high school, went in the Army, served in my wedding, the whole 9 yards. Dick Sutter. But they spell it a little different, but he thinks that it's all the same group. All right, and this is that's
Kevin?
That's not Biscuit. That's Kevin.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Kevin Grimmett and Trey and Gary again. And that's some of our younger ones. And they were kind of fussing because Frankie had taken over the cooking. They were supposed to be doing the cooking, and Frankie had kind of robbed them of the opportunity. Jimmy Fontenot is standing up next to the Coke machine, looking at something. They're talking to somebody or watching somebody do some clowny thing, probably. Benny Desertel in the kind of brownish tan shirt, and Paul Sutter again. And there they all having a good, there's the 3 of them, Frankie, Jimmy, and Benny. And Frankie, Paul and Benny again. Boy, they hounding that TV, but dog, y'all taking the whole show.
Now it looks like we skipped to another location here. She was hiding from you.
This is Al Andrepont, originally from the Eunice and Basile area. He was raised in Basile, and also did some work, newspaper classified ads with the Daily World. And Miss Fran is his wife. They left our area a number of years ago and moved over to, I think it's Alabama. and have made a nice living over there. And but they still like to come home. Well,
Yeah.
he does. She's not from the area at all. But sweet lady, thank you, Miss Fran, for taking your hands off and letting me get that pretty face.
You did get it. And see, we go right here.
Okay,
There's Ray.
and there's Mr. Ray Bello, all slicked up, having breakfast. I think that was Sunday morning.
Yeah, and then y'all did some kind of Western?
Okay,
What is this?
we
rodeo.
we're changing. We're going to rodeo, and now this is a horse rodeo. We've been on a fishing rodeo before
That's
this.
right. Yeah, we're rodeo weekend.
Rodeo weekend. This is the new rodeo that's going to take care of the Midwinter Fair Association's annual rodeo that's put on at Blackham Coliseum, which is part of the UL facilities.
That's right.
And the funds raised, just leave that picture right there,
Okay.
leave that on for a minute. The funds raised go to various entities within the UL
The
college,
organization,
the
right.
the whole college, and this is seems to be a larger, better advertised, better known rodeo than we've been having. Although the last one has done a great job, we were very satisfied. These people just offered more money, and they're going to have larger prizes. In other words, the winners and the places are
Sure.
going to come out quite a bit better with the pay schedule, because they bid on pay schedules and everything, and they outbid the other firm, and I'm looking forward to seeing them in operation. They do shows all over. They do truck pulls.
Okay.
They do they do concerts. So they are probably going to offer us to get another in other words, another fundraiser, so we could raise more money for the college, because colleges are really hurting right now on state funding coming down from Baton Rouge down to Lafayette. It's kind of getting kind of nippy there. So if we could raise them some more money, we're in favor. I'm just hoping that
I'm
that
looking
can
at
work
their
out.
address right there. They're on Hampshire Road in Winnie, Texas. I've got a good friend that lives on that same road.
They've got some real well-known people. That's Don Gay right there. He's an 8-time world champion. He's in charge of the
I'll
promotion.
flip through some more pictures while
And
you're doing
that's the owner of the whole thing. That's Mr.
right
Jerry
here.
Nelson,
Charlie
right?
Daniels.
Yeah, that's right. Frontier Rodeo Company is the name of the company. And his office is actually, I think, in Beaumont, Texas.
Yeah, well, they're right next door to Winnie.
Yeah, that's right. That's not far. And that is our leader in the Midwinter Fair Association. This is Kelly Richard, and I want to compliment he and, of course, his wife. They cook up the best meals for us. We had a meal after this meeting that we had with these people. It's a promotional meeting. They want, like I'm doing right
Sure.
now, trying to promote the whole program. And didn't see Dr. Audemont. He must have been away, wasn't at this meeting. But we have a large group of membership.
Yeah, I see all the people here with y'all.
And yes, and that's young lady right there. I spoke to you. I named her a while ago. There she is right here. This is Lynette Broussard Batiste. And she was at the meeting, and she represents Cumulus, which is a radio
A radio conglomerate.
Right.
There you go.
And a real sweet lady. Thank you for letting me talk with you for a few minutes, and also taking a picture. And there's look the meat we have, the meal we have right
Yeah,
here. This is
whole
Miss
bunch of
Mimi.
people.
This is Mr. Charles and his wife, Charles Broussard and his wife.
They're seen.
Everybody really enjoyed the delicious food that Kelly and Miss Barbara. I think she goes by Bobby, just like I do.
There you
Bobby.
go.
And let's
That's
see.
it for those
on the
pictures.
right, the young lady in the middle is Chris Wartell.
Okay.
Does a lot of
Talked about her last
advertising.
week?
We talked about it, and I think showed a picture last week. And it was a promotional meeting we had there.
Sure.
And
all right.
we look like we're time to take another break. We didn't get many pictures, and we got a lot of them. I don't know.
You went
we still
camera
have
crazy
time?
this week. You got time for a couple more.
we
I
have
see Miss
okay.
Pat Mason up here.
Pat Mason.
Talk about her.
This was Tuesday afternoon. We hosted a little demo of the years of hard work for a person who has also done some very generous giving throughout his adult life, I guess you could say. And I'm talking about Glenn Armentor. I've spoken about him a number of times doing different things. His big one is the scholarship program that he calls Going Forward. And he's trying to get it on a national level. And knowing his tenacity and his hard work and his skills, he'll probably encourage a lot of other law firms throughout the nation to do as he does. And he's picking at somebody there. It just had a rain, but it was cool out there. Glenn really enjoyed it. He had heard about it and seen articles about it and all, but had never seen it. And he says, Lord knows y'all have done a lot of work. He's not talking to me, he's talking to Pat and the group. Mine was the easiest part. I worked hard to save the money to buy the property, but then I was kind of finished. I didn't want to be on the board or anything. That's the thing I made clear from the beginning. But the lady in the red, that's my first cousin, Beryl Artigo Sebastian. And of course, she had a grandson that got killed. And I might add, we just about, did you show the red roses, the picture with the red roses?
I may have. Let's see. I'm not quite sure. Is this it
she
right
put
here?
That,
Yep,
yeah, that's it right there. There's 7 roses for the 7 children, grandchildren, and kids, I guess. Anyhow, she set those up for the Sebastian family.
Okay.
And on behalf of Danny Sebastian, which is one of hers, she and her family be selling sausage po' boy. You remember we talked about that last week. Friday, May the 29th, which was not this Friday, but next Friday.
Right.
Right? Yep. Dinners will consist of a sausage po' boy, a bag of chips, and a drink. The cost is $7. We're trying to raise money here, so we really need your participation. Dinners can be picked up between 11 and 1, and that's going to be at the Knights of Columbus Hall on Highway 104, which is across from the Yamberley building there on the corner. Any help you can do, we deeply appreciate it. I've committed $250. This is my cousin and son, and he's having some real, he's got cancer of the esophagus.
Esophageal cancer.
Esophageal, boy, you man. I
got
thought
friends that more than 3 people that I'm very close with have.
Boy, I
had
hope I never have
esophageal.
that. That would knock me out of my show, huh?
It's a rough one.
I'd have to type, and then I'd have to go to school. And Miss Gerwa, my teacher, she died.
I think you'd find a way through it.
Yeah, that's right. You can't talk through it.
Yep.
Anyhow, she does have some help. A leader that has done these types of fundraisers before, Miss Vicky Thibodeau, our cousin, Beryl and I's cousin. So anyhow, we'll come back one more time next week, but please try to buy in advance so they can do the proper planning.
There you go. Now we can take that break. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay. Welcome back to the 4th quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show, and you talk about going to move quick. We've got to move quick. We've got a lot of good pictures to show you, and I'll just kind of briefly talk over them. Most of you are going to recognize them, and if you want to know more about them, give me a call. Thank you.
Before we get to the pictures here, let's talk about our good sponsors for this segment, Louisiana Healthcare Group, or LHC Group, as everybody commonly knows them by, formed by Mr. Keith and Ginger Myers, and for all your healthcare needs, hospice, palliative care, they provide nursing staffing to most area hospitals in and out of state. Very large company, and they're based. I guess headquarters is in Lafayette now, right on University.
Right. And then another large sub base in Opelousas.
In Opelousas,
right.
Drive. That was what I was getting at. Now, of course, they have the Health and Wellness Center on Heather Drive, so make sure you go see them over there. Louisiana Hospice and Palliative Care right next door to that. Also, visit them online at lhcgroup.com. It's all about helping people. And we've got Dixie Storage in Port Barre. If you're looking for storage space, you need to look no further than Dixie Storage. Over 1 million square feet combined in all their locations of storage. Plenty of storage, all climate controlled or not climate controlled, depending on what you want. They can set you up with what you need. Very well secured. You got rail spur access, lit, very well lit at night.
And a cat approved,
and a
certified scale.
Absolutely. So commercial storage and all that good stuff. Anything you need storage-wise, Dixie Storage, www.dixiestorage.com.
Monday is going to be Memorial Day, May the 25th. And Bobby Dupre, yours truly, and Joe Gaccio Sr., we had donated a flag to the Veterans Affairs Office, which was on Cherry Street. And that was closed down. That's now where the boxing club works out at. The pole and the flags have been moved to the Opelousas Civic Center. And on the 25th at 9 a.m. In front of the Opelousas Civic Center off Cresswell Lane, they're going to have a rededication of the flagpole and the flags. So something that we had given a number of years ago, we're going to re-give it again.
There you go.
It's all set up and in place, and thank y'all very much, Ken, for giving us a heads up on that. And we want to go through a few deaths here that I was pretty close to in most cases. And
well, you go with this one here first?
Yeah, we can. Miss Emily Robbery Cortez. I met her, of course, through her husband, Gil Cortez. He owned Gilco Construction, and when he did, we wrote the insurance for him. And, of course, he's passed a number of years, and she just recently died at age 86. And Gil was doing pretty good there on the job, and we went over to a Saturday night supper that she had cooked up for, I guess back in those days, was Adelaide and I. And I kidded her. I said, you know, it's a shame that you don't drive, you stay home, you take good care of the house and Gil, and big suppers like this, you need to kind of refresh the house. Well, on Monday morning, he called me. He says, you sure cost me some money because she took your advice, and I've got to come across. And I don't know, we just had a close, and of course, she's survived by her son, Brent, her daughter, Charmaine, and another daughter, Stephanie. And just a real fine, fine lady. Sorry, I missed the wake and the funeral. My deepest sympathies. And we have the next one we're going to show is Mr. Wilman Stelly. Mr. Wilman lived out right near on Stelly Road, just north of Washington, along by Catawba there. When I had the little camp that I sold to Jerry and Peggy Chamberlain, he was one of my neighbors, and just a fine, fine fella. He was doing a job at his house, and a tractor, a riding mower tractor fell on him. He was trying to work. He was trying to work on it, and the sawhorses gave away and killed him right on spot. I was able to visit with Miss Nancy, his wife, and offered my sympathies and gave her a little contribution to burial expenses. And what about Vincent Ballara? You have Mr. Vincent?
See the picture there.
Okay, there he is right there. When we were at last, I guess that was Friday, when the group of us had gone over to Maurice and then Abbeville, we stopped in at Maurice, and Jimmy Ballara and Terry Fontenot were riding together, and Vince got a call to come home that, I mean, not Vince, Jimmy Ballara, his brother was with the group, and they left in a hurry, and he died Sunday morning. So our deepest sympathies. I was able to visit with his wife and family, and offered my sympathies, and saw his sister that worked for us. I'll get it, shucks, right here. Now, you know, I said it as soon as I saw her yesterday. I went over and talked with her. Stella. Stella Ballera. And of course she's married now and living away from Opelousas. But his wife is Mary Young. She was Mary Young prior to marriage, and our deepest sympathies. And now we have the next one is a doctor who was well known. He was a dental doctor, and I'm speaking of Dr. Albert, better known by his Al Huguet, 48 to 2015, 60, I think 66 years old, and in Vincent Ballera's, he was 65.
Yep.
And Mr.
Young.
Stelly was 67. So all of them are very young at today's, you know, living real young. Both of these, Vincent and Al, had cancer. So when you go to these funeral wakes and funerals, a lot of times our locals, and of course Dr. Huguet had a very successful local practice, and his wife was from Port Barre, Peggy Hatton from Port Barre, and just a wonderful person. And I was glad to see the Daily World wrote a nice article about his life and his, of course, 4 years, I think it was, of cancer treatments. Thank y'all, and our deepest sympathies to all the families. And I found the other name. Remember the two gentlemen from Mexico, the country of Mexico? I found the other gentleman's name, and his name is Roberto Cervetich. And I've got his email address and everything, so I can get in touch with both of these guys, and I hope that they can get it. Now, we have any more pictures that we need? Look like we have a few more, right?
You got quite a few more.
Quite a few more.
But we got about 3 minutes left, so
Okay,
we're going to kind of go
quick.
through them quickly here. These are...
Well,
there
that's
we go.
we'll go through those real quick.
Sure.
Just keep that. We showed them already. Now that's Jimmy Ballera in the kind of orange shirt there.
Yeah.
And that's Joe again, Joe Raymond, my partner. And that's Leroy in the middle right here. And on the left right now, of course, is our president for the present year. And that is Harold Guidry, and in
There's
the white
sheriff.
shirt is the sheriff. We hadn't seen the sheriff yet, but I saw him in a
David
few
behind
pictures.
him with
And then
Ray.
David Mesh waving something.
Now, this is all at the
All
fishing
at the-
rodeo, right?
All at the fishing
Okay.
rodeo, and all at the Holiday Inn Express, and that's the one in Henderson.
Having a good time.
Oh, past a good time.
Now,
I
where
mean,
the fishing rodeo was in Henderson?
yeah, in Henderson.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought y'all did that in Port Barre.
No. Years ago we did.
Okay.
That's all gentlemen in that are part of the rodeo. That's Texas and Louisiana.
That's a nice
And-
Holiday
now
Inn.
look, back it up. That's
Okay.
how they let us set up. That gives you an idea
yeah.
of how friendly they are at that
Sure
place.
thing.
They allowed us all that area right there
That's nice.
for our function. And that's Frank. That's Bobby Guitro's brother right there.
Oh, that's Frank.
That is Frank.
Oh, it sure is Frank. I hadn't seen him in years.
Good morning to you guys. And now they're having breakfast. They had nice good continental. They have eggs
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything.
Do they really?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's
I'll have to
it's
look for that on
fine.
my trip.
Yep.
Wow, my good continental breakfast.
Yep, I like that.
Not,
All
not
our
just a
guys,
bowl of cereal.
Yep.
Well, you got that
That's-
too, though.
That's me. That's me. I'm eating that right there. And I got up and took some pictures. And
And you
there's
had
Al
her
and
earlier,
Fran
yeah.
again. And the lady in the back, I have her name. We'll have to catch it next week. About that time where we sign off, right?
Well, you still got
a couple of
yeah,
minutes
I'll
left?
let you know. You got a
Okay.
minute and 40 seconds. So I'm going to go through
all
some
right.
more. You got a crawfish store.
We stopped over in Mowater, right out of Eunice, between Eunice and Crowley, and it's crawfish in Mowater.
I passed in front of that yesterday.
Let me tell you, I was pleasantly surprised. I needed to use the bathroom and get one of the guys, get Paul Sutters a beer, and met the owner of the place, and Miss Catherine Hundley. She was Chris John. She was a John.
Okay.
Chris John, and
Sure.
her mama was there, but she wouldn't let me take a picture. You notice every now and then it happens, not very often, but I was pleasant, beautiful little restaurant there. And I will be back, Miss Catherine, and we'll want some of that good crawfish and good, just all, not just crawfish, the complete line on seafoods. Nice, and tell Chris hello. And of course, Chris watches the program pretty religiously.
So we got about 30 seconds left, so get your prayer book out. I'm going to scroll through some of the winners right here from the fishing rodeo, and also we had a special guest in studio earlier.
Yeah, Mr.
Came by to see
Gino
us. I'll pull up his
Delafosse was
picture.
here. He's quite some man, quite some gentleman.
And there's a picture to prove it right there. Gino dropped by and talked to us for quite a while before the show. Good guy, good guy.
Lord, bind me to you and never permit anything to separate me from you. What a short thought prayer that is. And we want to thank you for viewing, thank you for watching, tell a friend, and thank you very much for your technical assistance.